country mad. And we, yes, you and me, we have to
Stop this conspiracy.
I'm telling you, we, yes, you and me, we have to
Stop this conspiracy.
somebody thief in the soul of the nation.
Disclaimer, this is not about politics per se or one party or the next.
Drug addiction and prostitution, teenage pregnancy have taken over my land. Much too much political corruption. Talk about race only cause more confusion. Who would ever try to put all these wrongs right? Too much frustration without no end in sight. Leader after leader put the nation under pressure, and ordinary people just have to run for cover, Lord. Somebody thief in the soul of the nation.
And the soul of our nation is not one political entity or the next. The soul of our nation is that love that we had for each other, you know, that respect that we had for each other, those traditions of sharing, those traditions of helping each other, that community spirit, togetherness. We're playing cricket in the road together, we're playing football together, we share all the different celebrations, religious and cultural, regardless of our religious and cultural beliefs. That genuine care for each other, that one pot that cooking and the entire village could get something from it. Those mothers who took in the children who didn't have homes in our community. And I remember that. I remember in my home people literally living with us who were not our brothers and sisters for periods of time. Sometimes it's because location, closer to school, and they are from very, very far. Sometimes it's because whatever social situation is going on with their homes is not conducive for them. And women, mothers and families used to, I don't know if it still happens, take in children and graze them without discrimination, with love, like if it's their own. Those things are the soul. Those things are the soul of our country. And over time we have been indoctrinated into a Western individualism and greed and selfishness. And we covet. No matter what we have, we want more. And we don't have enough to share. We never have enough to share. And we want to accumulate, and to be somebody you have to have things and money, or else you are not somebody. We lost our self-esteem. We lose our smile. We can't smile until we get a paycheck. Oh, Marshall say, Marshall and all part of the indoctrination. He always happy once he has money in his hand. So if you don't have money in your hand, you're not happy? In a rat race, scraping, grinding, fighting. And I'm not discouraging work and effort and strive and struggle, indeed. But smile, take pride in what you do, enjoy the honest little, because more will come from your attitude and your efforts. That's the soul. The soul of our nation is a collective ideology where we want all of us to move forward together. Where, yeah, boy, them, you know, we know them in the village a little under it, We go help them out. We go pick them up. This one, father pass away, mother pass away. Check for them, eh? How your friend in school going? Send her bake. Look her bake for him too, and he mother now around these days. And they had a little fire in the place. They lose their job. Look, carry this to school for Kim Raj or for whoever. That's the soul of a nation. And we lose that. We lose that. Everybody just want to take advantage of everybody and get the most and hold the most and live the best. The best, supposedly. When they say the best, they mean best with things and whatever. They don't mean live with goodness. Some people with the best things behaving like dog. Dog is a good thing. Nah. Let me do this, the dogs at Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to all the Potongs and the Potong Association and all the, right, all kind of breed now. A man prefer to buy a husky and spend thousands of dollars than to help to mind another human being. I ain't saying just give away. I ain't saying just encourage the lack of effort. I hope that is the soul of the nation that Gypsy was talking about, you know. And it has been stolen. We have been indoctrinated into thinking the wrong way. And it is coming home to roost long time. Not a new thing that we see the manifestation of that behavior. And of course, as a result of crime, we're back in a state of emergency. As I was kind of mentioning yesterday, there is a certain level of gang violence that is taking place. I don't know if it calmed down. I didn't see. Me run through the dailies and see if there has been overnight any murders, but you know, we had triple murder, double murder, shootings, multiple woundings, just too much. We have had that reoccurrence. Somebody killed somebody, and it in the absence of justice, it kicks off a whole spiral. And because there has not been the reform that is needed in many of our institutions, because the judiciary is not reformed, because the police service is not reformed, because even the minds of our citizens are lacking the reform, the reformation that is necessary. We have to use these powers. We have to take away the rights of citizens and enforce these conditions to try to put a lid on what is spiraling, what could easily and what was spiraling out of control. Out of control. Again, you open the news and you see absolute failure of the police service and the judiciary. 9 former murder accused to get 20 million. Madness. Madness in the sense that you arrest people without proper evidence so that a case collapses, because in many cases they're not even responsible. Public pressure, somebody rich has been killed, because it's public pressure. When it's me and you, nobody cares about the poor to some extent unless it's 20 poor people. So then they say, oh my God, the place getting scary. But one rich person was kidnapped and presumed dead. I don't think they ever found her. Condolences to her family. I know some of her family as well. And the incapable police, not skilled, no trust, unable to get to the bottom of situations, or unwilling, because that situation was dodgy. That all kind of allegations fly. And then you just arrest people, numerous individuals. From the time you see the police service just arrest a set of people, they don't know what is going on. Because if you know what's going on, you'll be able to pinpoint who exactly is responsible. And the result is people losing their liberty for protracted periods of time. People losing their liberty for a long period of time. And once they have the resources or the ability to confront the state, to sue the state after when their cases are dismissed, then we have to pay. The state has to pay. You can't pay a man for his 11 years of life. You can't take away 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not even, you can't even take away 10 hours of my life and don't feel you have to pay for that. Rubbish, nonsense we doing. Terrible policing and a terrible judicial system. Kinda. The length of time, at least at the end of the day, most times, sometimes, you know, if in most or sometimes, you will get justice because a judge ain't really want to not do the right thing. Most of our judges, some dealing and some associated and corrupt, whatever, but most of our judges, eventually, they don't want to sully their name, so they don't usually judge and give judgments that are against the law, because law is clear. $20 million, and that does not compensate for a decade in prison. For they put me in prison for 3 days unjustly. That worth $300,000 at least. And then is all kind of other damages, because for me to go through that. And I have been in prison. Good morning, Gary Griffith. I've been in prison unjustly. So I know what it feels like. And with the exception of a couple officers, we were abused. We were abused with the exception of a couple officers who sneak to bring a little water, to bring a little something to talk to us and say, well, you know, we call our supervisor, we call our senior see us. And I have not gotten justice for that. Because for me to go through the process to try to get justice on this earth is burdensome on me. Good morning to the officer who take my cell phone, throw it outside the police station, grab me and tell me, resist now, because you want me to, or you beat me now, resist. When I stand up talking to a senior officer trying to quell whatever situation. Dummy. Good morning, dummy. I hope you change and I hope you educate yourself since then. somebody who fighting for your freedom and for the freedom of your brothers and sisters. Because you come from Mova or somewhere in the same type of communities that are abused. This is the system that we have. But no reform police, no reform judiciary, no fixing the prison system, but we in our SOE again. We take the break and we'll be right back.
Bills on the Street 919 FM.
Boy, I got in an accident a while ago. I was in traffic and my car get bounced from behind.
Well, then they're wrong.
Yeah.
Well, the insurance company go fix it up.
Fix up? Huh? I make my claim the next day. And up to now, I can't hear from the insurance company. I need my car fixed.
Look, you better go to the Financial Services Ombudsman. I'm sure they can help.
Yeah, I'm going to check them now.
To resolve a complaint with your insurance company, bank, or non-bank financial institution, contact the Office of the Financial Services Ombudsman at 800-4FSO or visit www.ofso.org.tt. We can help, and our services are free.
Not everything has to change. At KFC, we don't change the flavor, we add more. Now, get our delicious Lent value meals so you can keep on crunching. Get a fish sandwich for $45 or fish fillet with one regular side, also $45. We give you more of the taste you love for Lent. So keep on crunching with KFC. Finger licking good.
Go to FIFA World Cup 2026 with Coca-Cola. Here's how. Buy any Coca-Cola 591ml bottle with football labels. Uncap and submit your code via WhatsApp to 328-2878. It's that easy. Participate as often as you like for your chance to win FIFA World Cup tickets or exclusive merchandise and score with Coca-Cola. Promotion approved by NLCB. Follow us on social media for updates.
Get ready, this is big. Our first annual epic fundraiser cruise. Sail in the sunset aboard the stunning Embassy yacht at King's Wharf, San Fernando. Easter Sunday, 5th April 2026. Boarding 2:30 p.m. sharp. Sunset vibes, sweet music, pure liming on the water. Tickets only $250. All funds for a great cause. Together we change lives. Quick route, no glass bottle, no big coolers. Casual dress, come as it comes. Payments can be made by Monday, 30th of March 2026. Tickets still available. Call or WhatsApp 683-8569 right now. Limited spots, don't sleep. Sail in the sunset, Easter Sunday, Embassy Yacht. Let's go.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday
from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning on the Street 919 FM.
Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. The church is located at 26 Prince Street in Port of Spain. We look forward to you joining us. God bless you.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Alloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Chamfleur, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on the Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
The Embassy Yacht is back and ready to transform your events into unforgettable experiences. Launched from King's Wharf, San Fernando, the perfect starting point for an epic experience of luxury, music, and celebration on the open water. By booking our vessel, your event will include a house DJ, state-of-the-art sound system, fully stocked bar, dedicated cleaning crew, top-notch security. This isn't just a venue, it's a floating masterpiece designed to make your event the talk of the town. Imagine your guests dancing under the superstars, drinks in hand, with breathtaking views of the coastline as your backdrop. From birthdays to corporate events to exclusive parties, the Embassy Yacht offers promoters a unique platform to create unforgettable memories and boost your brand's reputation. Call or WhatsApp 399-5959 or email embassycruises@gmail.com.
The Gap Man Limited specializes in products that cater to all your health needs. The Male Enhancement Package targets the areas of the body that contribute to erectile dysfunction. The Male Enhancement costs $1,400. The Gap pills are priced at 250 pills for $500 and 500 pills for just $900. For the best in eye care, get the super combination of a Super Bright and the Body Healer. To improve the heart's function and circulation, get the Gap pills and Formula C. To get a total body cleanse daily, use the Gap Body Healer and Big C, all for a super low price of $1,300. To order your products from the Gap Man Limited, call 628-4531 for products that cater to all your health needs.
For more info, contact 476-7268.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
And we are back. More powers to a police service that is not reformed, is not justifiable. Yes, we have had a spate of gang violence across Trinidad and Tobago. That is the truth. And you want to stop it from spiraling out of control. But the hard work has to be done. The hard work that was never done. Right? I'm being fair as well. Never done. Because nobody wants to confront the ills of the police service. You want to use them. You want to have them do your bidding. You don't want them to prosecute you in case you're doing stupidness as well. So you ain't want to tell them the truth and correct them. Nobody. After extrajudicial killing, after killing. Nobody, after corruption, after cocaine missing, weed missing, after the interconnection between police and gangs, the interconnection between the police and crime. Nobody want to reform. Nobody taking that strong, bold move. But you're talking about crime. And you're giving them more power to lock us up, to lock up people. And then lock people up without charge, without evidence. And then have to release them. And here we go again and again and again. It's hard work. It's a mess. But you come for this work. If we come for this work, you beg to be signed up for this work. You have to do it. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar says she has no choice but to advise the President to declare another state of emergency in the country. I ain't doubting that. The Prime Minister, in response to questions from the Express, echoed the position explained by the Attorney General earlier yesterday that the decision was triggered based on police intelligence that mass shootings and violence were set to continue. Yes, set to continue because they have already been going on, as we have seen in the news, right? And credible threats that had been made against the police and prison officers. Why people threatening the police and threatening prison officers? Why? Since the previous SOE ended on January the 31st, there have been 31 murders recorded. Several incidents were double homicides. And she continued to explain what we know. We cannot just continue to hold the same position and do the same thing and think that we are going to get a different result. Yes, it is suppression in the short term, but we need to roll out solutions to this problem. Good morning, brother. Welcome.
Assalamu alaikum, Faoud.
Wa alaikum salam, man.
May peace and blessing be upon you and your family and your callers. And may be intelligent race, because this is the time for it. This is the age, and this is the millennium. It's quantum mechanics, them fellas studying, and AI. So we have to raise be intelligent. If we study quantum mechanics, we are back. We are on the white line in the road. Elon Musk was talking to a few men in a room. The man who designed the quantum, the man who designed the derail computer. It have a derail computer, you know, for what? And it have a quantum. Yeah. And if we raise be intelligent, that will chain me back on the plantation. They're pursuing this. In Israel, where I was singing if I would and start back that war with Iran. You remember they show you that it's just a ceasefire. They're running out a guidance system for the missile. But the greater they're pursuing an illusion to build back the Jerusalem, the King Solomon temple. The pursuing this forward. I know if you know Islamic eschatology with Imran Hussein. That is a good brother to listen to if we had to raise knowledge on the plantation. What? I thought Faris Alwari know all the gangs, how much it is, and where it is, and where they're living, and where they're eating, or what they're doing. And if they had all this information, what they pursue this gang and them, if the gang. No, it's not that. Them pursuing an iron state. Because if you know where the gangs and them is, you could pursue them and don't put the harsh penalty on us. Without sickness, it wouldn't have no doctors. And it have brothers teaching the children and spending money for them to be doctors. So they had to increase the biological disease. So they can't cure no disease that are treated with. If it had no crime, it would have no police. And on the plantation, the brothers, slave, mothers and fathers teaching the children them how to be coward, to be police, and army men and firemen. The slave and them are the army men, and the slave are the police on the plantation, the overseers. And they love that. We are to stand forward. We are to stand against system oppression. It would not get better, brother. It would not get better. And what they say? Capitalist. It's two things in the world, you know, for it's capitalism and slavery, you know. We have to understand this. We are slaves. And we go see it. The way a country not see it is when he nationalize the resources. And when Venezuela nationalize resources, you see they're coming to bring the whip down on them.
Yeah.
We are slave, brother. And we have to stand against the system. The system is to design to murder African and Indian people around the plantation. We have to stand against the system. The system is to provide for the 1%, the elites, what they call capitalism, brother.
Yeah.
We thank you for your conversation and try to raise me intelligent in the morning. Appreciate that highly, brother.
Thank you very much as well. Thank you very much for your contribution.
Bless.
Yeah.
Yes.
A mess. You would be aware that you're going to inherit a mess of Trinidad and Tobago. If you come from the highest recorded murders numbers in forever, in our entire history, coming out of the PNM, the highest recorded murders in our history, consistent. You have the worst issues with the police service. You have the slowest judicial system You have rampant corruption taking place. You have ministers sitting in government who just plundering. If certain members of the PNM really declare their assets, you would see how tremendously they have enriched themselves over a short period of time. And then you would also see, if you know anything in Trinidad and Tobago, the interconnection with the criminal world. That is the reality. Who run the ground for them? And it's not in the past where Abu Bakr run the ground and it's some type of honorable behavior. At least you could get justice from him. At least he direct the society to something that is good. Nah, their ground is take people land, do this one, that, kill this one, plunder, corruption, take money, enrich themselves. The people in Trinidad know what I'm talking about, you know. Just the little middle class dreaming in space. But the people on the ground know what I'm talking about because they live it. You see the big boy, the big man, just continuing to do his business. His illicit business. The boss, nothing happening to the boss, but the police shooting the little youth man who they're exploiting. When you see the boss and the big man, the bigger man and all, it's police guarding him. Police guarding the criminal, the big criminal. I'm not talking about the hungry criminal in the community. As my father say, you ever see a drug lord live in squalor? A drug lord don't live in squalor. A drug lord is living big, high-rise, nice $25 million for a penthouse in Renaissance. That is where a drug lord go live. A drug lord don't live in nasty, dilapidated, I don't even want to call the communities, sorry. House ain't even painted. No drainage. Them boys on the street, one of them now struggling to build some little house. And before he even finished the house, he killed and replaced. That's all I think is the boss. Come on now, man. We're fools. And yes, everybody has been involved, because when money involved and people love money and real drugs, I'm not talking about drugs on the street pushing no little small drugs. I talking about real drugs. Transshipment. They find 140 million, they find whatever, hook on to the back of a ship. That's just what they find. When container with 5 million US found on the port. That is not no hungry man in the ghetto. So it's real money is involved. And everybody love money in this society. We addicted to the money. And these people who doing big crime have the money. And therefore, they intertwine with the big boys, with the judiciary, with the this one, with the that one, with the police, with the everybody, and corrupt them. And not asking all you. And all you know, all the big drug lords in Trinidad and Tobago are protected by the police. I think I have to say it's alleged. I should say that just, for the radio station. Don't get vexed with me. This is what all you're doing. It's not me. It is not me. Don't blame me. Don't blame the mirror. Check yourself. So if there is no reform of those institutions, if there is no reform of the mind of the people, to say, oh gosh, boy, let we change, let we stop this now, boy. Let we at least have a code of conduct or behavior. Then things can't get better. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Boy, I feel your pain this morning.
Yeah.
I really feel your pain. I sit down and I'm watching your facial expression and your body language. I'm seeing the pain.
Oh God, my pain alone, all of we pain, you know. I don't know why I just feel it more than
all of it.
Oh God, it's pain. It's pain.
Yeah. But remember I told you after Carnival, to look out for Ash Wednesday. So that like they might be here me say that, so like they put it off a week after, and this is where we get now. Every time something happening, every time anything happening where we winding down low, look out for the sting in the tail after that. But you know, we're going on in this country right now. I'm surprised to hear some people supporting where it is going on. I'm surprised. These people don't want betterment for this country at all. So this country can only be run by a state of emergency. And every time they come and stretching out the state of emergency, they come in with the same story. Oh, the government didn't have no choice. Oh, and this and that and the other. Like it's a road bash they're coming with. They're playing Trinidadian for fool. And I am convinced more than ever now that we who wanted betterment for this country got scammed. And the scamming continuing to happen. Just imagine, let me guess, I don't want to stay long this morning because I'm so upset. I don't want to say the wrong thing on your program this morning. But let me give you this little one to leave you with. Yesterday, I down in Shogunas. I went to Shogunas to the market Saturday. It was my birthday, so I was going to make a big cook. So I pack up the car and go into the market. About 2 stores from the market in Shogunas, right? So when I come back to the car now, a police vehicle passing, so I vendor tell me, don't go in your car, don't go in your car. So I pull back until the vehicle passed. So after the vehicle passed now, the vendor tell me, let me help you put your thing in your car. You can't park nowhere on that stretch. There's no sign stating that you can't park there. No line, no nothing telling you can't park there. So yesterday I happened to be in Shogunas, so I stopped by a police officer and was inquiring. And she was pointing out to me that, yes, it didn't have the signs and things, but it gazetted. I said, but if it's gazetted, himself is gazetted, it might be law, but you're supposed to have signs or something showing and directing people that, you know, you can't park there.
How are you supposed to know if you're not from the area? How are you supposed to know if I go...
Exactly. She said, but if you're not from the area, they might get a warning. But that shouldn't be no might or anything like that. And they giving people ticket for that, you know.
Yeah.
You getting ticket for that, you know. And hear the explanation again. But you see this lawlessness with this government we're taking place in this country right now. All you're pushing this country for civil unrest, you know. That is what all you're pushing this country. And you see them poor people who calling themselves poor black men. Let me tell all you something. You see the hardship and the unjust movements all them perpetrating against poor black people and people like all you. I want all you to know that the UNC fixing the people, they don't fix the people and give the people money too. So while all you coming to clamp down and we are doing all these stupidness all you doing and coming up with all these frivolous excuses for do this stupidness all you're doing, there's a God, boy. There's a God. Time longer than twine. Always remember that. There's a God. Boy, for it, boy, we be in a shithole, and boy, the people who talking and supporting this is people who don't want nothing good for this country. Or you could vote for a party and see a party swinging left and still support that. Or we could do that.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I so have a blessed day.
Yeah. And this is what we should be doing, right? We who support this administration, we know it is difficult to hold the bull by the horns, but we have to give support and we have to encourage them to do that. You could jump high, you could jump low, you could spin around. You have to reform these institutions. It is change that we vote for. PNM was doing the same nonsense and getting out 600 murders, record murders, record crime. The steps, unfortunately, the buck is with you now. It ain't no easy time to govern the country. Yes, money is a problem. But guess what? Even in these situations, you have to do what is necessary. And it is not good enough to say, but you never say this before. I say it before. When the next whoever was there. And now you had to do it. Police officers across Trinidad and Tobago, stop wasting time and stop doing wickedness to people with these stupid traffic fines. All you're hiding waiting for somebody to turn the wrong way to get them a ticket. Whole morning, 3-4 all here. Oh God, get real now. The place hard. You know you're not supposed to go up a road. All you know it have a regulation not to go up the road. Some people who do not know, or the timing, they go up the road. Instead of you stay at the bottom of the road to tell people, sorry, no, you can't go up as a one-way right now. You're going further up to hide, to give people ticket. What kind of chichi man police stupid behavior we going on with? And you could feel good as a man. You could feel good as a man when you reach home. I get 20 people, must be 15 strugglers, 5, all right, $1,000 ticket, $1,500 ticket. You could feel good as a man. That is your achievement for the day. I hide up the road and I wait for them to turn. And when they come up, really? Man. Love one another now. Love one another now. Love one another. The other day, if you see traffic going to Mount Hope, because it has some marathon or something, and they block the whole road, I know almost time to break my fast. I want to go and buy some, it have a nice barbecue and thing, to grab some food, whatever. Endless traffic, standstill traffic. So it's either a major accident or something blocking the road. I hear the person next to me say, it have a marathon, whatever. I sit down for 15 minutes in standstill traffic. The next direction, coming out from Mount Hope, there's no cars passing. So the road had to be blocked up. So too, a couple people use their intelligence. They cross over the little short median with a vehicle and turn to go the next way. I don't have 20-30 minutes to just sit down. I cross the median to turn the next way. It have no cars coming. We in standstill traffic for 15-20 minutes. A bike police to give me a ticket. I said, you for real? I said, what you going and charge me for? I said, you think about it. You wouldn't turn here to go back? Dangerous driving. I said, how is dangerous? You coming down the one-way so, because it have no cars. How are you endangering anybody? Makes sense now, man. How much $100 you want to give me? $1,500 ticket? Man, God is such a powerful God. The machine, he ain't no machine. He call an ex-bike police to bring a machine. The machine ain't working. What's wrong with we as a people, boy? What's wrong with us? We could only we stress out on each other. We don't have no intelligence and discretion. What's wrong with us as a people? Is only dunce we have in the service? Is only dunce? You just following orders to collect ticket, to collect money from tickets from people. Well, let's stop that foolishness. Reverse that. Do some proper policing. Walk in your community with your uniform and tell people good morning and good evening. And ask them if they're okay. Speak to the youths in the community. Bounce a little ball with them. Encourage them in the right thing. Tell them, hey, all they don't take chain up. If anybody come to chain all up about doing the wrong thing, don't do that. Take all your time in life. Go to school. Be somebody people respect and love in your community, and you will become a good police officer. People will come to you and say, this one trying to influence them youth men and them to do some wrong thing. People will trust you. Do that. Stop going and hiding to get people ticket. Stop wasting the public time. Stop pressuring poor people. Make sense. Live with love. Talk to people. Good morning, good evening. That is policing. That will gain you respect. That will gain you trust. That will improve your ability to solve crime. How I know who killed who and all they don't know. Nobody don't trust all here. Fix it, reform it. Reform it, or else how much SOE we go live under? I apologize to the callers. I'll take the calls now, right? Sorry about that. I see them calling. Excuse me as well, my voice. I just wanted to ensure that you get the point. We're wasting time. We're doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Good morning, KFC. Welcome.
Yeah, blessed morning, Fuad.
Blessed morning,
brother. Good morning. I say good morning to Kingsley King. You know that talk show us now?
Yeah, man. I hope you're listening to me so you have something good to say later.
Yeah, I'm glad for me getting it back. But Fuad, this stage of emergencies is the mother of stage of emergency. But I find this commissioner, police, the government looking bad on how them could solve crime. With the stage of emergency, we know it's the rogue elements in the police service and the mystery crime out there. These also will fail. The PNM plan them, they support it. Why a woman with the 3 murder that's crying out for the stage of emergency. But anything to make the country to feel safe forward, I don't for it, you know.
Yeah.
But the commissioner of police, all them, get down and they work and do all the work and stop hiding in bush and taking up men who speeding and break light and all them kind of petty things. Deal with the crime. All they know the criminals, all they know them by name, by number, root them out.
Yeah.
Because they're making people like miserable in the community.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
So for when I done, they can go and take Kingsley later.
That's the idea, don't worry. Blessings. Good morning, caller. Welcome. No problem. I'll hold on for you. And I'm sure you'll call back. Good morning to you as well, right? Let us get it right. You see the speeding thing? Don't be speeding. Don't break no light. That is life that could cause the loss of life, right? But you see this hiding a road is one way till 9 o'clock, and you're hiding up the road waiting 8:59, or people who don't know, you're waiting up the road to get them a $1,000-something ticket. Man. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Ford.
And good morning to you as well.
Yeah. I think you couldn't have said it better, but you left out the word total. This country is a total mess.
Yeah.
And as you alluded to the criminal justice system, yes, that needs reform, urgent reform. And we're not moving. The country is not moving as far as crime, you know, because we're going to make a whole circle and come back the same point we were at. And therefore, you have to resort to state of emergency. And I agree that you need us, given the situation that we are in, but it cannot be the plan. The police have to do what they have to do in terms of reform. And you don't need comprehensive reform all at once, you know. You could go look at the hotspots, you know the hotspots, you say, you know, where all the criminals are, all the gang leaders and all that. You have data. You begin the process. So you could be incremental in terms of dealing with it. But people want to see, you don't live in the minds of the people. You don't give the perception that state of emergency is the only way we're gonna deal with we're gonna suppress crime.
Yeah.
You have to, I said it yesterday and I say it again and again and again and again. Probably you need to go to Jamaica. There was this gentleman who I think was responsible for the plan, a white guy, a Caucasian guy. Get that person and bring them down here. I don't believe that the Minister of Homeland Security, I don't think he has the capacity to implement or roll out that together with that Commissioner of Police. I don't think so. And therefore you need external help. You're not going to Europe, you're going within the character. Yes, you have problems with passing the legislation. There's also in the parliament. Yes, you have difficulty, you have challenges. And I understand when people will find all kind of reason not to pass the bill. But if they have certain clauses that probably, you know, not really, as the ordinary one to say kosher, you need to look at it again. But people could frustrate the process. I understand legal drafting to a large extent. And they could, every clause that you have there, if you have 21 clauses in the bill, you have 21 amendments. What you're doing, you're frustrating the whole thing. Because what you could do is let them bring the bill. So I understand the frustration, but you need to get get things going in those communities. Partner, get the police. I don't know what people, because from last year to now, nothing really, no movement. Yeah. Get the police to put police in the communities. Get the representative, but those people in the PNM constituency, they're not. I don't get the impression that they interested in that. But you need to have town meetings. You need to hear what the people have to say about crime. Hear what the people, because they have answers to it, you know. They will tell you what may be required. Engage the community, and as you were saying, the police need to show display dignity and respect for the people. They have to communicate with the people.
Yeah.
All these things need to be
come out your van and interact and walk around with the people. Leave your big gun. I don't know if you're afraid of the people. Leave your big gun in the car or wherever in the station. Put your little 9mm in your waist or wherever, and walk and talk to people in the community and interact with the youth, and you will get a certain level of trust and respect.
Trust. That's how you build trust.
Oh gosh.
And I just want to say this before I don't want to be too long. But what I'm saying here is this. Everybody knows that is practice. That is best practice in any part of the world. You don't know that? You don't. So what? It's frustrating.
Yeah, it's frustrating. It's frustrating.
Get the act together, boy. Get things. Everybody know that. That is what has to be done. The people telling you that. And nothing.
Yeah.
All right, sorry about that, Pat.
No, thank you very much, Mr. West. Thank you very much. Weed out the corrupt, terrible officers. Hide them somewhere. Put them somewhere to do nothing. If you can't fire them. And get willing officers who want to serve people. How I know the young man who was stabbed 64 times during Carnival, how I know that incident has kicked off and spiraled into gang warfare. How I know that and the police don't know that, or they know that. And if you see an incident like that occur, and you are dealing with that incident, you must understand that it is going to cause a certain level of repercussion and pain and maybe violence as a response. You must understand that. So deal with it with a level of urgency. Arrest those who are responsible and deal with the situation justly and prevent it from spiraling. To me, it is common sense. To me, it easy. So many lives could have been prevented. If there's an absence of justice, people will take justice into their own hands. And it will go on and on and on and on. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. You know, it is sad to hear my citizens now realize that, you know, it is the police service to blame. Police service not doing their work. A few months ago, Hines must go. Hines must go.
Must go. And he gone. Thank God.
Well, right. But the problem still insists that you hear this morning begging for the police to work.
Yeah. And begging for our Prime Minister and our government. Listen, you must listen. You must listen as well.
Hines has gone. And the problem has existed. And it has exacerbated more.
I go pause you so you will listen, you know, if we're having a conversation, you know. I go pause
I called to talk, but you decide to interrupt me.
No, we are
try to make me feel like what I'm saying is wrong.
We're having a conversation.
No, well then allow me to make my contribution and then we'll have the conversation.
No, but you
keep interrupting my contribution.
You made a statement.
Justify your point.
No, you made a statement and then I was going to correct it. And then
no,
you could have
let me
gone
make
ahead.
my statement and when I finish you could correct my statement and then we have an interaction.
Who running this program? You or me?
It is your program, sir.
Right.
But I mean,
and
it
I
is
have
only a form of respect. It's a calling program, and it's only respectful that the caller, unless I said something that was wrong.
Yes.
What I said was wrong, sir.
Right. I was going to correct you and say...
Then you have to stop me and say, Mr. Bartaria, that statement you made yesterday was wrong.
All right.
But
so,
you didn't do that.
No, Mr. Bartaria. Sorry, right? Your statement that you were making is wrong.
Which is what, sir?
I also called on the Prime Minister and the government as well to do the reform that the last administration did not want to do.
Which is what, sir?
The police reform that is necessary for us to really fix crime.
Well, I hear a lawyer on the next radio station says he's a lawyer, says that we don't need body cams. And Stuart and Hines was trying to get body cams. Gary Gifford was even trying to get body cams.
How long they was trying?
How long? Years, because the police, there is no law in place that is mandatory that police officers should wear body cams. So if you want some kind of reform where the police service is concerned, and you know what is more strange and more, how to put it, hypocritical? There's a gentleman that got shot putting his arms out in the air.
Yes.
You know, if the PNM was in office, all know they would have a protest, especially being of East Indian race. They would have a protest. You remember the Andrea Barrett business?
Yes, I remember.
And they protest. Right. If the PNM was in office, all know that be hearing Hines, they'll have a vigil for that young gentleman because the police are fascinated the man. But you know, there's no conversation. Now, Hines must go. Now we have a Mandy. Oh God, just bear with him now, man. You know,
I'm finish up the point.
Chance because that. Enjoy your morning, Mr. Bakker.
Yeah,
all the best.
Yeah. There was a protest. I was also part of the protest against the killing of those one individual. I don't even need to know his name to protest for him and for the stop to that type of behavior by the police service. I protested along with other people, and we plan to continue to protest if the changes that are necessary are not made, because they were never made. After the Mova tree, that was blatant in our eyes, and a huge uprising of people within the communities coming out protesting those murders. The PNM then, with Gary Griffith, they select Commissioner of Police, which the Mr. Rowley says is worst mistake. He make that mistake. He choose him, suppress the people, shot people, abuse people, lock us up in mass for protesting. That is the history. And yes, now we did protest even under SOE at that point in time. I could stand corrected. And they almost make a similar mistake because they bring riot police, but they did not make the mistake to go so far to do what the PNM, Stuart Young was Minister of National Security, Gary Griffith was Commissioner of Police. Wickedness, shoot people, beat people, arrest in mass. For what? For us advancing our rights. And there has been no reform. There was no reform by the PNM. Zero. The Prime Minister promised 100 million, 11 till some this program, whatever, set up a community, a committee. Rubbish. Nothing. Mama guy. No money in Lavantil spent. That is what we voted out. I don't want to see them fellas. Record murder year after year, 621 or something. And state of emergency too, you know. We don't want no part of that. But what we are advancing now fairly, without fear or favor, is that this administration has this hard job to do, and we want it done. We support this administration, not in no continuous SOE. You take a next one, in this period of time, do the work that needs to be done. Tick-tock. 2 months, the Commissioner of Police say he procuring new cameras. Tick-tock. Get the cameras. Hurry up. Make your police service accountable. Tick-tock. The judiciary needs certain things. Tick-tock. Get it done. Because people cannot continue to be languishing in courts for 10 years, 11 years, 12 years, 13 years. That is what we're saying. We are fair. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, sir. How are you this morning?
I did fighting the fight.
So you're fighting the fight. I think you have some tablet close to you, you know. You're kind of hype.
At first, I can't even take no tablets.
Can't take no tablet?
No.
I know it's quick for the show to come to end just now, so let me talk fast. I was just watching the news with Mr. Naked last night, and where Mr. Naked is saying he's in full support of Iran.
Yeah.
Right? He stands as a Muslim giving the support.
Yeah.
And also, by him saying that, I noticed Mr. Hossain and the president of the Senate is also, the sister there is also a Muslim.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that before our Prime Minister would have run out as she did and support Donald Trump, she could have considered the fact that she have members of our own party who are Muslims. and should have shown them that level of respect. So I think it was she lose some serious points there in the fact of don't just run out. It's not everything you run out with, Mr. Ford. Sometimes you just have to adjust back. Right? And in that case, she didn't. Yeah. Because it wasn't too long after the first bomb drop, she ran out and said, I support Donald Trump. But I hope there won't be no fallout with Mr. Naked. Well, as he say, there are no fighting amongst them. He has a stand and she has her stand. Yeah. So he don't think there will be any animosity whatever between them.
Yeah, and we appreciate that respect. We appreciate the respect that the Prime Minister gives to even anybody within the party. It happened before with Farley. Even if you have an alternative view, it is not that you are suppressed or disrespected, but he also said that he understands, and this is what I've been saying on the program, he understands the geopolitical situation and why Ms. Bissessa is taking the steps that she's taking given our situation. Sometimes, my brother, I want us to listen. Sometimes you don't have a choice, you know. When you're hand in the mouth of the lion, you have to take it out gently. It's just where we are right now. We're not in a sovereign position where we could stand up to say we are against this or we are against that. It might be
what about not saying anything? What about not saying anything, Mr. Fuad?
Well, I think in her...
What about holding your tongue?
I agree. I hear what you're saying. I think in her estimation, for the benefit of Trinidad and Tobago, she is saying what she's saying. She put in away what may reside in her to say what she's saying for our economic benefit. I just saying that. And it's hard because I can't do that. I am not a politician who could do that. But some politicians have that ability to do that, whatever necessary for their family. I know women who went down, you know, to that base and American base in Trinidad, right? Back in the days when the Yankees was here and women used to go down and thing for money, and they would go carry it home and take care of the children and the husband, you know. You know that?
Yeah.
A difficult situation, you know. I just given a explanation, the type of belly, the type of, I don't know, love, the type of, whatever you want to call it. It have women who will sacrifice themselves for the benefit of the family. I just saying. That's an example.
So you're saying that indeed, based on what you have said, it appears that our Prime Minister is doing that sacrifice on herself?
I just saying, who want to read what they could read? I saying...
No, no matter of reading, just based on what you said now.
It have positions that you have to take because you feel as though you don't have a choice. Where we are, Trinidad and Tobago is geopolitically, the little oil and gas we have, our strategic positioning. I don't know that Trinidad have a choice. I don't know that Guyana have a choice. Just like Miss Delcy Rodriguez, who's a proud Venezuelan woman, who supports Maduro, who believes in the revolution, who does not like imperialism. What she had to do right now? What she had to do? She had to listen to Trump. It's not easy, brother. I just saying it's not easy. That is all I'm saying. It's not easy.
Have a good day, Mr. Ford.
You too. Thank you very much. It's not easy. It's not easy to inherit this mess. Inherit or take responsibility for this mess. We give our Prime Minister a level of support. We pushing her, we begging her to do certain things, but it's not easy. A commissioner of police told me, I wouldn't lie to all you, he told me he afraid of the police. And if he do certain things against certain officers who doing wrong, he afraid he will be dead. There's a commissioner of police. And he can't wait And he leaning quiet, talking to me. I can't wait to retire. Now, understand how difficult this thing is. And I beg the officers, I beg our fellow citizens, just clean up what you're doing. Stop doing certain things. Love one another. It's a wrong thing you could do, it's a wrong thing you shouldn't do. And no matter what wrong thing you do, pray for forgiveness and try to change. All I could do is beg all you. But those in responsibility, those in office, could make change, could direct. This is not an easy place to fix, but it could fix. But we need to come together. We need to come together. Not the politician, the people need to come together and demand and support the politician in doing the right thing. And part of that is even changing ourselves, because some of it is us doing the wrong. This is where we are. This is where we are in 2026. Who going to admit that they do wrong? Which person in the judiciary, which person in the police service, which politician going to say to the public, I did wrong? Or say it even to yourself and change? Who? Pray, pray, like Terry Lyons say, Trinidad need a blessing. Trinbago need a blessing. But the blessing not going to come from no above alone. The blessing had to begin with us, in ourselves. Which rich person going and give of their wealth? Which Sabga, Hadid, whoever going to say Trinidad and Tobago and know it in a mess right now? Look, I have a couple $1 billion. Whole a billion. Big up the country, fix up. Which one are we going to do that? Welcome again, Mr. Barataria. Welcome.
Mr. Baka?
Yeah.
That's a hell of a description. You describe my nation.
Sorry, you don't like the description?
I said that's a hell of a description. You describe my nation, my prime minister, prostituted my nation to a man to eat a food.
Nah, you ain't understand, no.
I ain't understand?
No, no.
Technically, that's what you said.
I say,
my brother, I am giving you my interpretation.
Yeah, well, listen carefully.
That's why the gentleman.
Let me don't make it ambiguous. I saying a person putting aside their self, because it's them going through the indignity.
Well,
it's
hold
them,
on.
listen, let me finish. Let me finish, or else I will.
You use that phrase, please allow me. You use that phrase in the context of Trinidad and Tobago and our Prime Minister. That's why you use that phrase.
Listen to me carefully, yeah? She taking the licks. She saying
okay,
what she had.
Hold on. All right, so let me make my point, please.
No, I have to finish and then you go finish, right? She taking the licks from both sides, from in-house and out-house. She is the one with a gun to she head, because Trump and them putting a gun to your head. She is the one who had to weigh up. Yes, you will know. I will let you know. She is the one who had to say what she had to say and smile and smile in order for Trinidad and Tobago not to get the repercussions. You need to be silent when I speak in Barataria. Now you could go ahead and finish.
Wow. You had a lot of that use. But anyhow, my interpretation of what you say, just again based on just what you now said it, the gun is in her head, pointing, well, ever going on. Nobody didn't put that gun there, you know. She opened her mouth when Venezuela and Guyana had their issue and still went back and said that she going to defend Guyana. So she put the gun to her head. Nobody put no gun to her head because the conversation, because the St. Vincentian Prime Minister, he sorted out the issue between Guyana and Venezuela. She didn't try to say, let me mediate, no. She jumped in. Instead of she jumping as a mediator, she jumping as a warlord. And the conversation was that we ain't have nothing to defend ourselves. Why we Prime Minister make such a statement? So she put the gun to her head. And if you talk about any other gun locally, she applied for the job. She said to us that the country was bankrupt. So she knew that before she got there.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. You dreaming. You don't understand what's going on. You don't understand this geopolitical situation. According to where you lie and what you have, you don't have a choice. According to where you are, what you have, in terms of resources, you have very, very little choices ahead of you. And you have to skillfully maneuver this geopolitical system to try to get the best for your people. You don't understand this, or you don't want to understand. And anybody sitting in that seat, including Keith Christopher Early or Stuart Young, would have had to do what they have to do. Understand it. It's not easy. May God help all of we. May God help us to do what is right. May God give us the tenacity to stand in the face of hardship and still choose the best way. May God have mercy on Trinidad and Tobago and help us to change our ways and to love each other. We'll be back tomorrow. Don't worry. The lines now lighten up again. We'll be back tomorrow. Take care.
Hearts and in our homes. Let's